A month ago, I bought a Luba all-wheel drive 5000, and it's been mowing the yard pretty good, but I have some fences that it has to go through. And so I've been trying to come up with a way to get through the fence without letting the dogs out. And one of the Reddits, a gentleman showed a window well cover that he used as a garage for the Luba, and that got me thinking. I looked it up, and I decided I was going to use the same thing, but I seen that they had a short one, so okay, I could do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tunnel for the Luba to go through, and it's also going to prevent the dogs from going through it. And that will keep the wife happy. So this is what we're going to do: is we're going to assemble it, and you're going to come along with me as I put it together. All right. Apparently, I'm not thinking how this thing looks right. Well, anyways, what I did, is I screwed this down and got a measurement of 37 inches here. And I've done the same on the back, and got our 12 inches high here. So that looks pretty darn good. So this is how I'm going to start out. And go all the way over to the edge here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this at half-inch intervals. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to get a mark across that I can drill down through. And now, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some trimmer cord, and I'm going to make a lot of little dangling pieces, and hopefully that will be a deterrent for the dogs to go through. But it won't hinder the Luba from entering and passing through. Alright, so I'm going to get the roller and start marking these. And that's a little close. So it's not even marking on there. Gotta go get a better pen. We'll give this a try. Alright. Just going to get a little more into this. Now that I got these lines here, I'm going to work through this. So let's start down here. Well, not quite working out the way I want to plan on it. That's a lot of strings. Alright, got some lines on this. Apparently I didn't get very good on this side. Got a few missing. Well, this is going to be interesting. Here I'm going to have to do them in the gullies or on the peaks. And I was originally thinking about throwing them on the peaks, but now I'm thinking doing on the gullies. I have to think about this. So after thinking this through, I decided to go with the gullies because the peaks have these ribs and I didn't want to disturb them. If I drill through them, then they weaken. Down here in the gullies, I think I could do that okay. And actually, it would have been 6 ribs and 5 gullies. So it actually would save me some wire, but I'm also thinking I might just drop some down along the side here and the other side, just so a little bit more deterrent for the dogs so they don't run through. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this. It's going to take a little while. This is Luba, and I got it a few weeks ago, and I've been running it. It's been doing fairly good. You can see the yards, nice. And there's the, I guess, I forget what it's called, RTK. As you can see, this is where Luba goes in and out of the property. And that little gate is just made to keep the dogs in. But the wife is worried that the dogs will get out of it. Not much there to prevent them from going out. Other than they're not understanding. So this is what originally there was a gentleman that put a post in on the website for Reddit, I think it is, for the Luba, and used this as a garage to put over it. And so I decided I'm going to do the same thing. But when I was looking at it, I said, oh, wait a second. I can do the same with this and use it, which is a shorter one, as a tunnel for Luba to go through, and that tunnel could be used to stop the dogs from getting there. Now again, I could put doors that can swing. I could even make electronic actuated, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get something simple that would prevent the dogs going. So what I had done is, as you can see, I put marks across there every ½ inch, and I'm going to put some holes through that and drop in some plastic cord. This cord, and cut it and have it dangle down through. I was going to have it dangle down through the pieces, and there's this hang. And with a bunch of them, I was hoping to prevent the dogs from going through. Well, while I was searching for a tool to cut that, I came across some other items, and I decided they will work much better. So that is what we're going to do today. I'm going to be using these wire ties from Harbor Freight, and I'm going to put little slots in the top of here. I just drop these down, so if they ever get wore out, I can just pull them out and replace them. So that's my idea. In addition to buying the cable ties, I also bought this welding kit from Harbor Freight, 80 watt, and I'm going to make a new piece here that I'm going to use to plunge down through and make those holes. Some of them, when I get to the side, I'm going to have to go a longer distance through it, but it shouldn't be too bad. So to make that part to plunge through, I have it here. Ah, there it is. I have a lot of this square key stock laying around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mill it down so it's a little bit bigger than the thickness of this. Put a point on it, and then put a round part that will fit in the place of this piece. And that way I can just go through here and just plunge the holes. So that's what we're going to do now. Apparently I just haven't quite got the knack of being a YouTuber yet. I just spent the past hour making a special little point to make the holes that I want, and I think that would have been interesting, seeing I have a old Smithy mill or lathe and mill combination, and had to fix it. And some problems that I had from the very beginning when I bought the thing used, and just happened to see it today, and I said, oh, that's why it's on backwards. The bearings were all on backwards. So I got that fixed, and got my little tool made. It's made to put a square in there so I can use these wire ties. And it's like I said, this is an 80 watt. We'll see how it actually works. So, do my first hole. Apparently it's not hot enough yet, so we'll give it some time. That was interesting too, because had to mill down the one end to get the flat spot, and then put in the lathe and round out the end, and then found out there's threads in there, so had to thread it too. So like I said, I should have videotaped it all. Well, since it's going to take some time to heat up, I guess I'll just pause and wait till it heats up, and then we'll continue this. Well, as you can see,
it is only heated up that far, and it's been quite a while. So I'm going to unplug it, and I'm going to cut everything down, make it a little bit shorter so the heat doesn't have to travel as far. And hopefully that'll fix it, and I'll come back and show you what we got. Alright, since the last time we talked, I cut this down, made it much shorter. So we'll heat it up and see if it'll work this time. Alright, so it's heated up, going to try it. That's not too bad. A little deeper than what took a little longer than I thought. But now, see if we can put a cable tie through it. Oh, look at that. Well, it's not quite as deep as I thought it was going to be. But let's go ahead and continue to do this. I found out I have to move it over a hair because there's a rib underneath and it's too far to go. There we go.
Yeah, but she had from last week.
Huh?
She had it from last week.
Have what?
Her garbage boat.
I was saying that I can't. Okay, I did want it.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, you want it. I think it's full.
Ah, same thing. There's a rib there. Gotta go off to the side a little bit.
be out of here?
Yeah, he just walked by me.
That ain't gonna keep them from going through. I'll tell you that right now, not long enough.
Yeah, I'm realizing that.
Yep. Got 24-inch ones. So we still got the 24-inch ones.
You're killing us in here with the fumes.
Okay. The whole idea of this is that the Luba will be able to go through it without damaging itself and scraping. But the dogs won't be wanting to go through it because there'll be too many of them.
So if you're gonna go, we have to go then. We have to leave. Within the minute. She has to be at work at 5.
Okay. So, to give you an idea of what this is doing, I'm going to lower this down. Oh, okay, you might be able to see it already. So, that's supposed to keep the dog from wanting to go through it. What do you think? Is that going to work? That's pretty good. I'm thinking this would be good enough, and doesn't feel like it's going to stop the Luba. But we'll find out. Got a lot more to do here. I'm ready when you are.
Huh?
I'm ready when you are.
You gotta get that cable in here. You gotta lock up that door.
I'm just going to leave this stuff out here. So, this is a tunnel I'm making that will allow the Luba, the robotic mower to go through, but hopefully will prevent the dogs from going through the fence. As you can see, I made lines across the top about ½ inch apart just to help me judge where to melt the holes through. And in there I got tie wraps that I bought from Harbor Freight, and I bought also one of their. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and continue to melt the holes through and put the cable ties in there, and hopefully this will come together here shortly. Well, to give you a better understanding of what I've been doing these past, I'll try to get an aerial view of this. There we go. You can see the holes I've been melting into it. Each one hopefully has a straight hole through that will keep the pieces somewhat straight. So that's what I've been doing. Well, I didn't record it, but what I did is I took, these are slats that are used with expanded or with fencing, and you put it on the end of the fence and help pull it tight. I had them, they were 46 inches, this is 43, so I cut them down to match 43, and then I went ahead and measured a ½ inch from the ends and 1.5 inches in from that, and put some screws through, and now that will hold it to the same dimension once I put it back in the fence. The Luba will be able to run through across that, no problem, and I don't have to worry about it changing shape. So that'll allow me to keep these
these wire ties at the right height for all this. So that is what I'm working on. We're going to now install these cable ties. I was thinking 14-inch should have been longer, but I guess I was mistaken. I'm going to try to aim these things the same way. I don't know if it's going to matter. But what we prepped, how we prepped these holes, seems like that's working out pretty good for us. Wish I had a little story to go along with this, but I don't. Well, do have one. Before the dogs we had now, we had a Chihuahua. They got him, he was real tiny, and I started playing around with him with a blanket and rolling him up in the blanket and just letting him escape. Well, he turned into a very smart escape artist. And when we moved on to this property, he did that. He managed to escape, got onto the highway. One of the things he loved to do was bite tires. And I'm assuming when some car come down along the road, he went to bite the tires. And of course found himself ran over. And with a squished lower section, he would never walk again, wouldn't have a bowel movement. He had to be put down. And so that is one of the reasons that the wife wants me to make sure that the dogs can't get out. A physical barrier that I would have to go and open each time, I don't think that would be very feasible. Kind of kills the idea of having a robotic motor that you don't have to fool around with. And so hopefully this will be enough deterrent for the dogs that we don't have to worry about it. So that's my story. Well, another thing, that his name was Cheech. Cheech also was a singer. Some of his favorite songs were Happy Birthday and the Oscar Mayer songs. And Who. I guess that song is actually used for one of the TV shows. Can't think of what the TV show is right off the top of my head. But yeah. That's pretty good that that's still going. I'm gonna. All right. Now, looking at the length of these, I think I could pull some of them out and actually use a shorter one that I had bought from Harbor Freight. So let's take a look at that and just see. And yeah, maybe not that one. These ones might just be good enough. Yeah. So, see how these guys are doing. All right. So now these shorter ones will end up going in here. Yeah, those seems like that's going to work out pretty good. Piece of aluminum. I can lay it across the tracks. Hopefully that will help me decide where these things need to be trimmed. And I'm going to have to get this across the edge. So, you're with me? Now, alright, this is the final product. The Luba is going to push through this way, but hopefully this is enough deterrent to keep the dogs from wanting to go through. They all seem to be coming down about the So what we got, so I'm going to have to trim this up to allow this to go through, and hopefully it'll look nice. Hopefully this kind of gives you an idea. I got to cut around here and cut the hole in the fence so this can fit through. So that's what we're going to do now. We've got a tool, and hopefully you can watch me screw this up. This was my temporary door to keep the dogs going through, but it did work. So Okay, one more. Okay, one. Well, looks like I'm going to need to put that straight down some way. At least one more set. This. How am I going to do this and make it look nice? Alright, what I gotta do is I gotta try to get this rebent into the shape of this thing here. And to do that, it's going to take a little bit of doing. Straighten out this wire a little bit. Rebend these things. And try to make it all come together. As seems to be the way we've got to do. So, this is the finished product. It's sitting in there, and as soon as Luba charges up, we'll give it a try. To make sure it doesn't move, I bought this pack of 6 10-inch steel tent stakes from Harbor Freight, and I'm going to use them to secure this thing in position. It shouldn't move anyways, but you never know. Doesn't hurt. All right. Until the Luba gets done mowing the backyard, I'm not going to change what it's done so far. So I'm going to sign off and come back probably tomorrow. All right. As you can see, Luba is on charge stage. All right. Luba is coming this direction. There it goes.